Hi, Kekke here again. This time little review on this game, The Last of Us. There is my dog on the background, don't let him interrupt me. This game is made by Naughty Dog, which is famous from Uncharted series. Uncharted is treasure hunting, action oriented, bit tongue-in-cheek game sometimes, but this game is more about almost, I can compare it to TV dramas, very centered around these few characters and the surviving in this post-apocalyptic world is just a part of the whole game, which is very nice. It has some action parts and you can really go through it, a little bit guns blazing, at least on easy difficulty, but you get most of it if you really take your time, try to survive in, and if it feels too easy, you should try harder difficulty because it makes it so much better. The game takes place about 20 years from now. There has been an infection, this fungal infection, which makes people behavior change. They become these zombie-like crazy persons who attack you on sight, and if the infection goes long enough in your body, the fungal grows in your head and bursts through your face, and then you lose your eyesight. So some of those most infected persons in game don't see you, but they can hear you, and they are very vicious and kill you on one strike. So it's very nice deviation from normal zombie games, and actually take some cues from real world. There is some this fungus which grows inside ants and makes them behave differently. The game itself, you play with Joel, this very dramatic person, or at least he's very almost tough guy, almost 50 years old, maybe even older, and very scruffy, and you really see that he's been through a lot. And the other character which really steals the show is Ellie, a 14-year-old girl which you have to keep safe when you travel from Boston to Salt Lake City through some other cities. The characters are very well written, very interesting. You play with Joel, he's kind of the good guy, but he still makes stuff that makes you really think that is this really worth it. And there is also this Ellie girl, you really start to like her. She's only lived when there has been this chaos, so she doesn't know anything about normal life. Very hard for that age, and sometimes it help you with guns, but still very fragile person. The motion capture, the acting, the writing makes cutscenes even better than the game itself, because it's like watching a very top-class drama from TV, and I really enjoyed it, the story. But the gameplay itself, it has some problems. For example, people have been complaining about AI that your friends which you have, Ellie and some other people you meet, by the way those characters are also very interesting. Those what I was saying, that AI is pretty stupid sometimes, like they enemies don't notice your mates, but that's really there for a reason, because Naughty Dog didn't want you to, when you try to sneak around, it's often in games that your companions run around or make noise and then your cover is blown even though you have sneaked around perfectly. So in this game they don't really see your enemies don't see your companions unless you are exposed. Then you have to save them or help them. And mostly Ellie and other people stayed behind me, so it didn't bother me, but it was small cry from this game. It's third person shooting, but sneaking around, distracting enemies with bottles of glass bottles or bricks is much more fun. You can go through places if you are good enough without killing anyone, but you can also kill people or kill them silently, like with knife or a crossbow or normal bow. It's it's very good game for me because I like post-apocalyptic world and the whole world is very immersive. There is so much stuff. There is it's full of rooms. It's very linear, but there is so much to go through. You can go to rooms, for example in university, and see that there is this kind of person lived here, and you can go to someone's home and oh, this is kids' room and stuff like that. It's not like copy and paste like many other games. There is so much, you really feel that it's real, that house. Someone really lived there, and you start to think that what happened to them, did they survive, why did they leave their house, or did they die, are they infected here somewhere. So very immersive game and very interesting characters. Also from gameplay wise, you have to collect stuff, so it makes you explore the place, so you can make knives and bombs and medpacks. And if you use medpack, everything happens in real time, so you really can't use medpacks and start to make knives and bombs middle of fight. So it really gives more realistic feel to this game. And if I have to compress my ideas into small place, I would say it's very beautiful, very interesting story, very beautiful game. I think it's maybe the best looking game in current consoles, so from that point you should really try it. But also the gameplay, it's interesting. Game is about 12 to 17 hours, depends how you play it. So it really has lots to do, but still it doesn't feel the same. So it really changes. The places change and gameplay change. You have enemies infected, you have resistance, you have bandits, you have very different environments. So about the way, the music is very good. There aren't really a lot of it, but it's like the game, it's very minimalistic, like action is minimalistic, but when action or music happens, it really fits in that situation and makes it very striking. So I would give thumbs up for this game. I haven't been playing with PlayStation for a year or a couple of years, so this was a nice way to go back to PlayStation. So I really recommend, especially if you like a little slow-paced game than just guns blazing going around. See ya!